Okay, so in today's video, we're gonna talk about how I think my phone's actually running out of storage, man. Shit. We're gonna talk. So I might do this in parts if the battery either thing runs out. I'm gonna show you how we are the same. The Lucifer story is the same thing as playing out with Adam and Eve and us, and I will show you how the balance has shifted and how we are living in times where we actually need to get it right. By the end of this video, you see, yeah, high level shit, bro. All right. So where's my pen? All right. So if you look at this way, right? God exists. Yeah, we've gone through that, and we know that God creates. Yeah, that's the very first thing He does here. He creates. So once He creates His angelic heaven. Yeah, that's what we know about God pre Adam and Eve. You know, He's with His angels in heaven. So each of them is a specific configuration. Yeah, think of this as like some sort of like mixture, you know, wings, legs, this, a little bit of whatever. Yeah, some witch's brew of sorts. Yeah, and then he energizes it and it becomes that. Otherwise, it's just goop. Yeah. Now let's say that this liquid, yeah, is called 66.6. Yeah, the beast, which actually is, but let's for simplicity think of it as a radio station. Yeah, so this configuration, this mixture gives you this frequency because it's a frequency. Yeah, this happening is specific, so it's okay. Now, so in heaven he's got his angels and shit like that, right? Now Lucifer is this config, so he's that. All the other angels that are very samey, yeah, so your archangels, they'll have their own different configurations as well, but they'll be very, very similar. Yeah, especially the ones that like are not mentioned. So like the general mass of the angels, yeah, the unmentioned ones, because we know the archangels, they're very distinct. Yeah, so they will have very different configs. One's called the whatever of God. The other one, you know, they carry out very specific roles. They are archetypes. Yeah, the rest of the kind of like pawn pieces, they're all very similar in config. Yeah, not to say that they're not special, they're all special. Okay, because they're angels. Right, now look at it this way from a perspective of this. So if we line them all up, yeah, from the very first angel to the last one, let's say that their configs, yeah, the frequencies go from, let's say, 50 to 120. Yeah, so you got angel, for simplicity's sake, we'll give them code names. So angel number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. Now Lucifer's configuration and frequency, because this is the mixture, yeah, so you mix mixture 1, mixture 2, yeah, but as you make the changes there are similarities, so it will create this spectrum. Yeah, it will create it. Okay, so as you're mixing, you've got all the different mixtures. Yeah, that's how they stack up, because each one will be very distinct, but even if it's in the order of, there'll be similarities, right? So it's group, let's say we group them in terms of similarities, let's say overall frequency. Yeah, so we group them, and I know I'm oversimplifying here, but it's there if you think about it. Now Lucifer, he said no, he didn't want to bow to God. Yeah, we'll come to that in a minute. He's, let's say, somewhere here, let's say his frequency 66.6, that's where he is. Yeah, think of it as a radio dial if you want as well, because it's the same premise, the same thing. He was able to convince 33% of the other angels to come with him. Yeah, this lot. Hold on 1 second. So he's able to convince this lot to come with him, yeah? These guys. He doesn't convince them. Essentially, in terms of their configurations, their mixtures, they're the ones that are most like him. Do you get it? Do you see how if this goes wrong, or this one has a particular worldview, it's very likely that this one will and this one will too, because they are very, very similar. Yeah, they're built the same parts, the same everything. It's very likely. Okay, so the ones that are most like them, the most like him, he's able to take, and it's a third. So we say 33%, because they have a similar disposition to him. Yeah, so if you imagine like all kind of giants, yeah, if we're passing a law on some shit, like all giants will see the world from a giant's point of view, so they'll want it to suit giants, yeah, and they'll act, so if there is a grievance, all the giants will feel that grievance, yeah. The dwarf people don't care because it's like, yeah, whatever, it doesn't really affect me, yeah. But so it's similar outlook. Cool. Don't forget that. Keep that in your head. So just for explanation's sake, so then this guy who is like, let's say a demon, oh, he was supposed to be in here. So this would be a demon. He would be 71.2, different configuration, but still very similar to him because they have a similar outlook on life, yeah? So after this grievance, which affects a third of the whole, a third of God, but in angel flesh, is still the same cancer, yeah? They fall into hell, yeah? Hell is aka the animal state, the ego, flesh, yeah? Now, a third are in hell. We've established that. So they are looking for souls to join them, aren't they? Every day. That's what we hear, Fucking Muslims say it. They all say it, yeah. Oh, be careful because the devil's trying to catch you and take you into hell. So 2/3 of humanity, if 2/3 of the angels didn't really go to hell, yeah? That was this iteration of consciousness. Okay, now watch this. So again, God creates, yeah? God creates man, yeah? His frequency, let's say, is 111.1, yeah? He puts man to sleep. So man's actually been put in a dream. He's in a dream. Everything after this point is a dream, okay? A dream. If you're Christian and you don't get this, I'm sorry. It's a dream. Everything after this point is a dream. Okay. Now, the outcome of this dream is Eve, right? Eve, one day in her thoughts, connects with her flesh because it's there. The snake is in her. It's part of her. They are one thing. Just like your arm is part of you, yeah? They have this conversation. Oh, he's like, oh, whatever. And then she, with this new outlook, comes here and says, hey, buddy, let's go and say no to God, yeah? Because them not doing God's will is them saying no to God. It's them not bowing to God because God has laid down the law. Don't do this. If you do it, you have gone against it. So it's like a king saying, everybody bow, please. And you've gone, no. That's the same thing Adam and Eve did here. This is that disobedience, yeah, falling into flesh because they think, whatever they think. Then they fall into hell, yeah? Okay, now we're going to do some metaphysics. So hell is the ego, flesh, whatever, you know the story. So at this point, they've acquired shadows, yeah? They've acquired ego. They are living in flesh, yeah? Okay. She gets pregnant. She has Cain and Abel. I'm using the color red and blue to signify something. So red, he's pure evil, he's pure ego, pure shadow, yeah? All flesh. Kills his brother. His line of children include Lamech, yeah, who's just pure evil. He actually has a kind of like a verse in the Bible where he's almost kind of celebrating killing someone. It's crazy. And from his line of children come Tubal-Cain. I'm not going to talk about Tubal-Cain because if you know what Tubal-Cain is, yeah, you know. If you don't know, you've not looked deep enough. So Tubal-Cain, in the 3D anyway, how it manifests, this energy, this specific energy. So they exist. This does exist. It exists in the mind of God, yeah? It's real. Okay. Abel was cut short, and then Seth was born. Seth is like his parents, part human. He's a normal person. So we have Noah getting drunk, Abraham, all the patriarchs, yeah, they're all not perfect. They're human, but they still have God energy in them. All of them they make mistakes. They don't get it right all the time, but they are good and they're trying to do right. Then Jesus Christ comes. Jesus Christ is Abel reincarnated because he is without shadow. So I think I got to the point where Jesus was born. Anyway, let's start from here again just to get it right. So Adam and Eve, they've now acquired shadows. They have children, Cain and Abel. One's pure and the other one is impure, yeah? So there's an impurity within us. And Seth, who is like a 50-50, yeah? And the patriarchs after him, they are all not perfect. They have shadows, but they try and face God and bow to God. Noah, Abraham, all the patriarchs, not perfect, but they come out on top. JC, Jesus Christ, is Abel reincarnated because he's pure without shadow. And they kill him, yeah? So now it's up to you because the game is still being played as this character. We are in this line and this line. These are the two lines that are in existence right now, yeah? Of humanity. Now it's up to you. So we go here and we look at this. So this is the reflection of the reality. The energy looking at itself in a mirror. Yeah, we've acquired shadows, but we have children who are neutral. So we need to make sure that we live in alignment and create a better experience for ourselves and this, yeah, by changing what we are and returning to as close to this as possible, i.e., as close to this as possible, yeah? Now, you might say, okay, so the first go around, it was a third of the angels fell, yeah? So it was a third of God's whole kind of aspect that was experienced in life that was corrupted. Now it's 66% because man and woman are both living in shadow heavily in this realm, which accounts for 66% evil, with only the children being the ones that are unaffected by it. But what chance do they have if the adults are also evil? So this setup, if it carries on, this is what will spell the end of our life experience. I am telling you the gospel facts. Believe it if you want. Don't believe it. I don't give a fuck. I'm literally telling you that is how empires and worlds degenerate when this happens. Yeah? If you don't believe me, go and look at the Rat Utopia experiment. Exactly this happening is what caused the whole thing to sink. That's what's happening right now, bro. Okay, now, Adam only did this because he changed his outlook. Yeah? Just like Lucifer changed his outlook and decided not to bow anymore. There is a power within you that's powering you, bro. So looking outside of that power will only destroy you. Okay. Anyway, that's this one. In the final conclusion, so you recognize that, okay, we've gone through the whole thing. I've showed you how the whole thing fits together. You know, Adam, Lucifer is the same thing. Adam, Lucifer, you are the same thing, yeah? Just different configurations of the same energy. I've got a big lecture coming out after this one, actually, on different configurations and how angels and demons don't actually exist. It's all you, but it's coming. Guys, I keep telling you, I know for a fact that the energy that's powering me was there when that book was being written. I see it. Yeah, bro. So that's just the way it is. So, yeah, we come back to the whole thing. So Lucifer didn't want to bow to Adam, yeah, God's creation. He didn't want to bow to God's creation. He didn't want to bow to God's order, yeah. He didn't want to bow. It's in the religious text. These books are like metaphoric, alchemical books. They're just telling you truth, veiled in lies. Yeah, it's a manual. It's like you're in Zelda. There's a book that's going to show you the way. Yeah, it's part of the game because otherwise the game's no fun. Yeah, the clues just can't be hanging there. You know, the only time the clues have to be so obvious is when we're fucking the game up, bro. And that's why when you hear me like being the way I am is because we're fucking up the game. because I'm part of the game just like you're part of the game. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, so Lucifer changed his outlook. Yeah, he started to focus on the outlook of himself, which is the flesh, the ego. Yeah. Okay. Adam changed his outlook because of his flesh, his ego. It's, again, we're not blaming women. It's not women's fault. It's just they use that to represent the flesh or the ego, because we as men in our physical bodies are attracted to women's flesh, bro. We are, it's if you know, you know, bro. We're attracted to them. You know what I'm saying? We are attracted to them. They are literal. It's literal. Like, you see God's beauty in flowers and shit. That's why women like flowers and all that stupid stuff. You know, because they are delicate. They represent that aspect of God's beauty in flesh. They're beautiful, bro. Like, it's like, of course, you know, and that's why men, yeah, we're suckers for it. There's nothing we can do about it. It's part of us, you know. It's like, and I'm sure women feel the same about us, because we are the yin to the yang. It's just the way it is. So all that fucking rainbow bollocks, man, I don't buy it. I don't buy it. I think it's degenerate. I think it's self-worship. I think it's not right. It's idolatry in a way. So anyway, so Adam also shifts his perspective because of his ego, right? Because, you know, she's like, oh, you know, let's do this. It's a story, yeah, let's do this. But really, it's like Adam now is, yeah, my ego. That's my, you know, even on so many levels. That's my girl. I'm not gonna, you know, I'm sorry, you know, flesh. So he changes his outlook. Okay. So that means that the mind, the kind of like animal side of us has, we have an ability to switch our outlook, like an on-off switch, like this outlook A or outlook B. That's what presents itself as choice, right? In this world. Because there's two of us in one thing. Yeah? It's facts. Okay. So with that being said, now when you look at the whole thing, you're like, okay, did it benefit Lucifer to have a different outlook? Did it benefit Adam? Does it benefit us to change our outlook, to make sure, to ensure that our outlook is focused on the flesh? Does it help us in any way? Does it make life beneficial in any way? No, it doesn't. But in fact, when we switch our outlook to what's within, it's the ultimate, we reap the ultimate benefits. Tell me I'm lying, bro. Tell me I'm lying, bro. So who benefits? So when a man, even in the 3D, yeah, is weak and is operating out of female nature, he's listening, he's acting to his female nature, yeah, he's feminine in how he behaves and moves, and you're living in the ego. Nothing you're doing is beneficial to you. Nothing. Like, literally, there's no benefit. There's no benefit to you. There's no benefit to her. There's no benefit to your kids. Zero. Even in a 3D. Because you are living in ego, constructing a story, yeah, which you've rationalized because you're afraid of your own shadow, bro. Or you don't want this to happen. You don't want that to happen. You're afraid of your shadow. Why would a human being be afraid of something happening if they're not God? Because God's create, right? We create reality. So the only reason why you're afraid of something happening is because intrinsically in your DNA, deep inside the recesses of your soul, you know that you create reality. So you don't want that to happen. So you're running from it. You are running. You're running from your shadow. Because if you lived authentically, you might have to face that storm and that's it. But instead of that, you're a pussy. And that's what's killing us, because when you're a pussy, you are a degenerate. When you are a degenerate, you affect the wider society with your degeneracy. You affect your household with your degeneracy. Trust me, I lived in feminine energy, bro. Doing all that fucking sneaking, lying, cheating shit, bro. I done it, bro. It's bollocks. Bro, I came close to fucking, bro, everything that could have possibly went wrong for me, bro. Everything, bro. Everything. Like, I've never seen it. It was almost like a scene out of a fucking movie, bro. It was like, wait, what? Bro, it's like you're kind of like, man, trust me, man. Trust me. Because they're fears, they're ego-based stuff, right? Because when you live in ego, you have to nourish fears. You have to keep fears alive because you're living in ego. Yeah, so when you're an ego, fear is alive. And the reason why women live in flesh more than men is because women are the weaker sex. It makes sense. It makes sense. So when a woman is guided properly, yeah, or a woman is with somebody, a man that's really locked in with her, yeah, she gets that masculine and everything from her. And at that point, her outlook becomes his outlook. So when you're a strong, focused, conscious, godly man, yeah, you can bring nothing forth but goodness, bro. It will radiate out. But when you shift your outlook to a female's one, even in the 3D, you are degenerating, bro. You're collapsing everything. Because your kids will learn that from you, yeah? It's like a cancer that spreads. Your kids will learn it, yeah? And because they will then be growing up in feminine energy, you're likely to see gay kids. It's just facts. Yo, I don't give a fuck, bro. This gay thing's new. It only started when men started to live in some weird kind of constructed reality system. Feminized, their balls were cut off. Because really, if we go back to the garden, yeah, Adam should have just said, no, I'm not doing that. Absolutely not. That's on you. And when God comes, yeah, she did it. I didn't do that. Yeah, because my loyalty is to God first, because that's the power that actually powers me, keeps me alive, not the woman. So that's how Adam made the woman his God. The minute he told you, it's written, take no other gods before me, bro. That shit is fucking true. There are some things in that book that are stories, but there are some things that are actual, literal, channeled messages from the other side that people are telling you. Do not take any other gods before me, bro. You can have other gods, yeah, sub-gods, lesser gods, because we are God in flesh, but no God should trump the God within you, bro. That's number one, bro. That's number one. That's number one. Lucifer could have made a better choice and just gone, actually, what the fuck am I talking about? Like, I'm in heaven. I'm one of the top guys here. Like, he made me. He powers the whole show. We don't, like, I actually get to be in his presence, bro. I might not see him, but life is pretty cushy. Look at the mass of the other angels. They can't even come to the levels that I'm on. But I'm going to listen to my flesh and go against that power. You're never going to win. Lucifer he made himself God above God, which is flesh. The minute you make anything God above God, you've made flesh your God. It doesn't matter what it is, doesn't matter what shape it takes, doesn't matter what form it takes. It's ego and flesh based, and it's feminine. There's a reason why women and children are protected during war, bro. Children, because they are weak and they're small and they haven't expressed yet. Women, because they live in flesh and we know intrinsically that they are not strong. So when there's conflict, we need to protect them. And they are the only reason why the game will go on. There's no other way. Science can't do it. Forget it. So they have to be protected. Key. But we wouldn't even fight if we never lived in ego, bro. Do you understand? So when you see that there's conflict and everybody's suffering, it's a reflection, because conflict will only stem from ego. Because why am I going to fight you? What's there to gain, bro? Fight you for what? I'll say my piece, I'll be authentic, I'll be real, and that's it. And if we're all being conscious and real and authentic, there's no reason for you to encroach on me and I won't encroach on you. It's life goes on. Do you understand? There's no need to go and play. I'm here to save. I'm here to bomb you to democracy. You know, or like America and all this other stupid shit that they're doing. There's no reason for it. There's no reason for it. It's ego. So then again, it shows you when we are operating in ego, flesh, feminine energy, we degenerate. So back to the percentages, right? The woman represents the flesh, the ego. The ego is 33% of what we are. Yeah, the ego. Think of it like that. You know, think of it like that. So the flesh is 33%, the mind is 33%, where the actual housing and then consciousness inhabits 33%. Let's say let's put it that way for simplicity's sake. Yeah, mind, body, soul. Which is a very sensible way of thinking about it, actually, because it reinforces the Trinity as well. And the energy moves in three. I've told you this. So and the reason, yeah, anyway, doesn't matter. We'll talk about that another day. So the woman, the flesh, ego represents 33%. Now, if that energy, the same 33% that didn't bow to God in the heaven when we were the angelic iteration, which is just a story, it's a metaphysical story. It reinforces the idea that if we are to express either through the pure masculine or the neutral, i.e. childlike, pure masculine is childlike actually, just grown up. Listen to what I said. Pure masculine is childlike, just grown up. Put a bunch of men in a room, yeah? Men that are balanced, conscious. You come back and it'll be like kids hanging out. They'll be talking about their cars and how much they can lift. And you probably come and some of them will be racing. They'll be doing some goofy shit, swinging on ropes and shit, bro. Sliding down the fucking... come on. They'll be having a merry old time, bro. But when they're feminine energy, or even put one guy with feminine energy in there, the whole thing will degenerate. Because factions will have to be formed, you know, and then confrontation would not be direct, it would be veiled, it would be by proxy, and blah, 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 blah. It would be like a Big Brother house type shit, bro. And the whole thing would degenerate on itself. Conscious women, put them in a room, you get the same experience. You put women in ego in a room, you get a cat fight. Listen to what I said. Conscious women in a room, you get the same experience. You get the same thing. But just by default, just by the fact that they are slightly weaker, more beautiful, the tender sex, the fairer sex, if you like, the fairer expression, the weaker expression, that's what it means. Sex is sacred energy. So if we energy, yeah. So we're energy. So the weaker sex, even if you can, bro, it's guys, come on. The fact that you're using the word sex in itself shows that you are energy. And if you're saying that the weaker sex, then it's the weaker expression of the energy, isn't it? Isn't it? So if we're to trailblaze and change the world and stuff, should we actually be directing our energy through a weaker channel or a stronger channel or a neutral channel? You tell me. Which is best? And it's got nothing to do with women, or I'm talking about ego. Because when a woman is actually outside of ego and escaped ego, right? What I'm saying is so obvious to them. You'll be like, oh, of course. But when you live in flesh, you try and argue with me and you won't win. I'm just telling you. Because ultimately, nobody benefits by us being an ego and flesh. Not even the women. You know? They don't benefit. Because it just creates more of a weaker experience, a weaker society, which is degenerating even more. Look around you, you know? Because women, due to the fact that they live in the flesh and they're the weaker expression, when the masculine energy of consciousness is expressing through that, because it's a mask, yeah, that means we're expressing through a mask or a filter, if you like. When we start to do that, everything becomes okay. It's okay for trans people to go and teach children in school and shit like that. But when we are expressing through masculine or neutral, that's absolutely no, bro. What do you mean? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It's not even a conflict. It's not even an argument. No. Because we are looking at reality for what it is. And I've explained to you back along, I can't remember the video. There are the two aspects of this expression of consciousness, like consciousness, that can see reality for what it actually is, right? Is the masculine and the neutral. That's why kids are super brave and, they can fly and they can, even though they can fly and they can play and stuff like that, they don't fear anything. There's no fear because, so the neutral, it blends the two. Do you see? They're part in their thoughts and imagination by jumping around and shit like that, right? But at the same time, they don't have the awareness that, oh, if I go over that edge, I'm gonna fall. Ooh, gosh, that was weird. I'm gonna fall. They don't have that awareness. But then even if there's no kind of attachment to nothing, it's very bold energy. Even though it's a blend of the two, right? And masculine is the same, but masculine has the awareness of, ooh, that's a predator. Actually, I might not be able to handle that one. Ooh, that's a ledge. So it's a different type of thing. Whereas the female expression is more in the world of thoughts. It's just facts, bro. And when you're in thoughts, you've changed your outlook, bro. Bro, you don't love women more than me, bro. I'm just telling you that's just the way it is, bro. And I think once women lock into higher states of awareness, bro, the game will change, bro. Because in fact, the most powerful piece on the board is the queen, really, when you think about it. Because she can go in places that the others can't. She understands the shadow realm better than any. Bro, you can't, bro, that's what I'm telling you. You can't outshadow a woman, bro. Bro, they are literal walking portals, bro. Your girl knows everything. She knows. Hey, brother, chill out. She knows. Even the stuff that you don't say, she knows. They can literally hear your thoughts, especially if you're bonded with them. They hear your thoughts, bro. Hey, bro, I'm telling you. They know. That's how powerful they are. So now imagine that kind of oracle type energy. That's conscious. Now, from that conscious perspective, with the masculine energy driving it, driving the kind of like the spearhead of change in terms of changing society or moving society the right direction, resetting the balance so the 66 can return back to, its rightful place on the right side of consciousness, on the right side of expression, bro. It'll be like living in heaven, bro. I'm from a tribe called the Ashanti people. I'm not attached to anything, you know what I'm saying, but my physical 3D config is attached to that tribe. It's I'm a byproduct, this physical body. And in our tribe, because I like to learn history, I've gone to read the books and all that kind of stuff. We're a very old tribe, very powerful, and very dominant. But the decision makers in our culture are the older women. Like the men will have because we understand. It's almost like we understood these codes back along, but we've just forgotten. The men will have an idea of, okay, cool, because we have this understanding that when the older women, they understand the reality differently. It's true because they're conscious at that point. And what I'm trying to advocate is for us to be conscious younger, because then it helps for a better experience. Like you're a young girl. Like sometimes when I don't go out, but say for instance I've gone driving or whatever, or I'm out or whatever reason, I drive through the high street or whatever, and you see all these young girls on a Friday, they're going out to get smashed or whatever, right? And I think to myself, you're someone's daughter, you're someone probably truly loves you, they care about your well-being and shit like that, but you're destroying your body for a story. You're going to just go and follow some random guy who's just going to fuck you. He's feminine anyway, because he shouldn't really be doing that. Because if he's tapped in and conscious, you'll realize that the divinity in him is in you. He wouldn't want to soil somebody's, so he will get it. You understand? All this casual sex stuff will stop, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like these hellish places and stuff all need to just chill out, bro. People, yes, I'm not saying people should get together, but there are far better ways to get together, bro. What are you telling me? Bro, I've lived in different times, bro. There are far better ways. I once found a coffee shop / bar / place to just like hang out / bakery / you could get food from there in some back hidden place in Zurich. And I was like, wow, what a place. And the energy was so nice because it was just like wholesome. There was no, we're going to go and get some chicks and go and fuck them. There was no, yeah, we're going to see how many, what we can pull and, gross. If I've not lived there, I won't be able to tell you, bro. So that's just the realness, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need to level up, man. We need to level up above the flesh, bro. And it's not a woman thing. If you listen to what I said, it's got nothing to do with women. Women are not even their bodies. They're the spirit within them. They just identify with the body too much because they know that it wields power, and that power, when it gets to your head, right? Because power corrupts, bro. So when power gets to your head, you start to think that you are in charge because you have power. You can manipulate people. You can move them. You can get them to do A, B, C, D, E, right? So now your outlook is shifted. So now you are wielding that power, even though the power is not yours to wield. You feel me? And when we're not conscious, and us masculine expressions are also in feminine energy, all that kind of gross fucking flesh ego stuff, you fall prey, you fall victim to it. Happens to the best of us, bro. We've all been there, bro. David, fucking the story, Solomon, all of them. Solomon was given everything. Yeah, listen to Solomon is one of my favorite characters in the biblical context because his story is so deep. If you really dissect it, it's wonderful. Like the amount of information in Solomon's fucking thing. So he had everything, wisdom, everything. And it was like, yep, you can have all the women. Yep, you want power to command demons, have it, but don't have anyone. The same thing. God told him, don't go and worship any foreign gods, which is the same as don't have any other gods before me, right? What does he do? He falls against the flesh. He ends up fucking following some woman, yeah, and her gods. It's a story. He's elevated that woman above God. Because even though he had the strength and fortitude to say, I can have 1,000 women and none of them will pull me away from you, there's always something. The ego is strong. It's part of us, bro. It's there. In the code I've just showed you, bro. So on some real shit, man. On some real shit. Because I know we live in crazy times where it's like, oh, this guy is decoding the Matrix, the Bible is talking about all this metaphysics stuff. What's the relevance, bro? You think social media and twerking and all the bullshit that's around you think that's what's actually relevant? You think that's actually going to save you? You think that's actually going to... Which part of any of the shit that's going on right now nourishes your soul? Which part of it? Which part of any of that stuff elevates you in any way? Which part of any of that adds to your knowledge base? Which part of any of that makes you think? Which part of any of that makes you reconsider reality? The very place you live? Which of any of that makes you actually connect with the power within you and realize that there's a power within you, not outside of you? Which, where? Which sector? Where? You understand? God doesn't make mistakes, bro. God will compel people to do things when you're supposed to do them you understand? It's above our pay grade, bro. So yeah, chill out. Don't be feminine. I made a video back along. Men, don't be weak. Women, have faith. Yeah, it can be like a precursor to this. Go check it out if you can. If not, it's cool. A lot of info's here anyway. It's all there, man. Take your time. It's all there. So we need to be more kind of like, we need to step into the roles that we've been given. We're given them roles for a reason. Yeah. You as a man were given the body and the mind and the gumption and the ABCDE for a very specific purpose. Yeah, God will not put you in a body that's capable of lifting rocks if He don't want you to lift rocks and do rock lifting stuff. Yeah, God will not put you in a body with breasts and a butt and a vagina and then not. It's even ridiculous to think about. It's actually heartbreaking in a way when you actually think about it. Like, people are so lost in the illusion that they're destroying their bodies thinking that they're doing something. It's self-worship to the highest. You know? Because you've fallen so deep into hell, bro. I'm gonna do a talk on that kind of shit, man, because yeah, bro, people need to wake up. You know, go and cut your boobs off. You have some trauma, yeah, that you can't ever shift. Your mind will never be at rest. Bro, I'm telling you, your mind will never be at rest. You see how, like, people when they chop off their leg and then they still feel the phantom pains. You have breasts, bro. You literally you think you're Miss Macho Butch, you fucking wearing jeans and shit like that, and all this other masculine shit that you're doing. You're a degenerate. You're expressing the wrong way. Yeah, you're gonna degenerate. You're gonna break down. You're gonna end. You're gonna. You can be butch all you want. You come to an MMA gym, the weakest guy will have you for lunch. And take your lunch money as well. I'm telling you, it's facts. It's facts. It's facts, bro. It's facts. You're wielding your power all wrong. You know? And then you as a man, you're sitting there, you're gonna put boobs on and shit like that. There are sensations inside of you. It doesn't matter how much hormone you take, whatever. You can't run away from it. The phantom is there. The phantom config will always bother you. Cut your boobs off, you feel them there every day. Cut your dick off, it's there every day. It's there. Who do you think you're kidding? God? Are you dumb? Bro, there are expressions of God on this earth right now that you can't outsmart. How much more God? Are you dumb? Are you literally dumb? There are expressions here right now that will run rings around you intellectually, but yet you think you can outsmart God. Brother. It's mad, bro. So the very same distortion is what's coming back to bite us, bro. So we need to get rid of the distortion. Yeah, masculine is masculine, feminine is feminine, neutral is neutral. That's the basic fundamental. If you want to argue with me, whatever. I don't actually care. Like, if you actually think about anything I've said, you actually will have, there's no place you can even start your argument. It's like a walled fortress, bro. There's no place to even start. And the ceiling is sealed as well. There's nowhere to start. Oh, I was born intersex. Okay. Just live. Do you need to tell everybody about it? Do we all need to know about it? What if a guy went around, a guy that had really low-hanging balls, yeah, just went around and fucking raised awareness. Low-hanging balls awareness group, obviously, like, it's very stressful sometimes. The office chairs are, like, uncomfortable. Bro, it's stupid. These are private matters. These are private matters that have to be spoken about indoors. Within your own self. Figure it out. What do you think this is? Like, why are you putting your shit on me? It's trauma dumping. I don't give a fuck. Oh, my dad abused me. So because of that, we should all suffer your fucking... Hey, bro, you're trauma dumping. You're living in an illusion. You think somebody's there. There's nobody there, bro. There's nobody there, bro. It's just your own fucking mind, bro. Anyway, so, to my ladies... Level up, man. When you level up, the men will follow, bro. Because I've realized that the men are so asleep, they're not even fucking with it. So you guys need to kind of maybe step up. Or maybe the kids. Yeah, we can hope. But yeah. It has to happen, man. Masculinity has to be restored, femininity has to be restored, and childhood has to be restored. This is not about the sex, this is about the energy. You know, why are we going into children's schools teaching them about sex? It's a no-no because you're disrupting. Oh my God, guys, can't you see that it's degeneracy? We are degenerating the energy. And if you keep degenerating the energy, it's going to spell the end for us, bro. Anyway, guys, let me do some stuff.